guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this vlog on my blog, thebrokenpiecesmadewhole.com. And today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to give you a little bit of insight to what God and I have been working on in hopes that it brings you some encouragement in your life. I think sometimes people get this notion that just because I put out videos and just because I have a blog, that means that everything is perfect, and I promise you it's not. And so I really want to keep at the forefront of my blog. My ministry is authenticity and honesty. I don't want to present myself in a way that is not authentic and true. And so an area of my life that God and I have really been battling is fear. I noticed that fear has been in every single area of my life. There is some sort of stronghold of fear. And God recently brought this to my attention maybe 2 months ago. And since then, it's like I can't unsee it. It's like as soon as you realize that something's wrong, you notice it everywhere. And so for me, that's kind of been what's been going on as I've been struggling with fear with the future, fear with my romantic relationships, fear with my job, fear in my church and positions that I have leadership over. And so I'm titling this The One Question That Changed Everything. And when my battle of fear, this one question literally changed the entire course of the war that I've been fighting with fear. And if you struggle with fear, you kind of know it is a relentless sucker. It will keep trying at you every single area, every single day. It is ferocious, it is feisty, and it will keep coming. And so you have to have something that is as consistent as fear is. And for me, that is this question that changed everything for me. And so I was taking a nap, and like I always do, and the enemy whispered a lot of me about my body, which is a huge source of insecurity for me. If you see me, you know I'm not heavy at all, but that is just a fear of mine. And I always struggle with feeling good enough in my body, with my hair, with my face, my clothes, all of that stuff. I always struggle with insecurity and fear about that. And so the enemy started whispering common lies that I've believed about myself, and I'm really struggling to get out of that belief. And so as soon as I hear it, okay, so the enemy whispered the lie, like my body completely reacts to it. Like my heart starts racing, I start sweating, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll never be good enough. My body will never be good enough. My clothes will never be good enough. My face, my hair, all this stuff. And so I'm just going into a panic. And the Lord whispered this one question, and it shut everything down. And God asked me, who told you that? And it was like I was sleeping and someone just like splashed cold water all over my face, because as soon as like the Lord said that, like everything stopped. Like my body calmed down, everything was fine. And I was like, Lord, you didn't say that. And if you didn't say it, then it's not true. And God was like, exactly. And so every time I feel fear coming, whether that's the fear I'm not good enough, fear that I won't be able to accomplish all the dreams and passions that God has given me, fear that I won't get married, fear that I won't have kids, fear for my parents, the Lord is asking me, who told you that? And that's the question I want to pose to you. If you're struggling with fear, if you're struggling with doubt, if you're struggling with insecurity, ask yourself, who told you that? Where are you getting your information from? Because I promise you this, the Lord does not plant seeds of doubt and fear in your mind to make you do things. It is with loving kindness that we're drawn to Christ. God said if we draw near to him, and he will draw near to us. And so he has no reason to use fear. He said, I've not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and love and with a sound mind, and that his perfect love will cast out our fear. And so if there's fear going on to manipulate you to think a certain way or do a certain thing, God does not operate in fear. He only operates in unconditional love. And so if you're feeling fearful about anything, you ask yourself, who told you that? Even if it sounds like you, even if it sounds logical, even if it makes sense, who told you that? God's ways are not our ways, and his thoughts are not our thoughts. So if it makes sense to us, it's probably not right anyway. And so we have to really attack it at the helm. So as soon as that thought comes, don't even let it linger. Who told you that? Who told you that? If it wasn't God, shut it down. Say, hey, enemy, not today. It's not happening. I'm a child of God. I am promised. I have value. I have worth. And God is for me. He is not against me. And He has great things planned for me, greater than anything that fear is going to present to me. And so I don't have to live in fear. I don't have to live in anxiety. I don't have to live in worry. And so that's the one question I want to encourage you guys today with. I pray that if you're battling fear, that we are going to conquer it together in Jesus. Please send me any prayer requests that you have, anything that I can be joining with you to pray about. And I love you guys so, so much. And I pray that this encouraged you. Have a blessed day, guys.